Going back to the Bill Belichick stuff, though. Bill Belichick is all over the news. All over the news. And guess what? That's what UNC was hoping for. That's going to plan. And maybe we participated this a little bit, but yesterday it seemed like, oh no, Bill Belichick, and you mentioned all of these different things. The NFL wants him. Oh no. Oh, this transfer is making waves based on comments from his former coach. Oh no. It shouldn't be oh no. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, no, this is why you brought him in. You want to be talked about. No publicity is bad publicity. You want to be talked about. So when Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL insider, is talking about your college football coach, that's a good thing. Sounded when Schefter talked about him like this.
Continues to be speculation about whether Bill Belichick would be interested in returning to the NFL. I'm told it's not viable. It's not realistic. Not right now. Who knows at a later date? But again, he is intent on being at North Carolina coaching this season, and I don't think anything is going to change that, but we'll see how that story develops. Obviously, people aware of his $10 million buyout, which would not scare off NFL teams.
That is 25 seconds. That's how long that clip was. 25 seconds that North Carolina couldn't script better about their college football coach. The NFL is inquiring about his availability to be a head coach, but he wants to be in Carolina. He wants to build. He's all in on building that team. You couldn't ask for a scripted, better advertisement, so much so that if Bill Belichick should send Schefter and Tom Pelissero, who had some of the reporting for NFL Network, and everybody else has talked about it, some like a nice bottle of wine. Now, obviously, all of the talk about the NFL wanting Belichick is only awesome for UNC as long as he wants to turn them down and stay in Chapel Hill. But if he does that, you can't buy that kind of advertising. It's like a girl breaking up with a guy and saying, well, he's too good looking and he has too much money, so I couldn't handle it. And saying that publicly, it's like, well, I don't know. I feel like that's going to do well for me on the open market, right? The NFL is saying we want him to run our NFL teams, or at least some reporters are saying they're inquiring about him running their NFL teams. Go tell every recruit that. You're telling me NFL decision makers value his opinion and his knowledge so much that they're inquiring about him being their head coach, and I can play for that guy in college? And he can tell me what I need to work on to go play in the NFL to impress the people that are already asking for him? You're telling me, according to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network, that Tom Brady himself called Bill Belichick to talk about the Raiders job. And I don't know, I'm a high school quarterback and I can go play for that coach in college? Yeah, I'm gonna explore that option if he wants to recruit me. UNC should lean into all of this. They should be tweeting out graphics that say the NFL wants him, you can play for him. His recruiting strategy should be different. I was thinking about, like, he should act like the pursued rather than the pursuer in recruiting. Right? He's when he's being pursued by the NFL, he gets to act like what you have to offer is awesome. Yeah, every once in a while, there's accusations of like Ben Johnson or Vrabel as being the two kind of top coaches available in the coaching market, that when they interview with a team, it's as much them interviewing the team as it is the team interviewing them. Right? When Dave Canales was interviewing, I believe it was very much the teams interviewing the coach to see if the coach has what they want. When Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, who turned down head coaching opportunities last year, again reportedly, he's almost saying like, all right, before you get to ask me a question, tell me what your plan is for GM. Tell me what your plan is for this quarterback or this player. Like, what's your philosophy?
Why should I come work for you?
Exactly. Pitch me. To me, that's Belichick's recruiting. Everywhere else, coaches are showing up to beg 5 stars. I think he goes in with the attitude of, why do you want to play for me? Listen, I'm turning down the Raiders. I'm not talking to the Raiders. I have options. I have other things. I am desired. Why should I allow you to play for me? And then I'm going to give you the things that I need you to do to be considered. It only happens, I would say this, it happens rarely in college sports where the recruiting gets flipped. I'll give you a few examples. Mac Brown, former North Carolina coach, when he was at Texas, there were years where he would offer like 31 scholarships and get 30 commitments. And players would show up to their one-day junior days begging for offers. Andrew Luck couldn't get an offer from Mac Brown at Texas. Is that good evaluation? No. But that's how crazy Texas's recruiting was at that point in time. Andrew Luck was a top 100 recruit in the country. He was a high 4-star. He was pursuing Texas. That's absurd. Similarly, when Urban Meyer was at Ohio State, they were cranking out certain positions at such a high level that they were knocking down his door. Perfect example, Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, another high 4-star, top 150 recruit in the country, wanted to go to Ohio State so badly that at the beginning of the offseason, I believe this was between his junior and senior year, at the beginning of high school, beginning of the offseason, he went to an Ohio State camp. Didn't get a scholarship offer. Do you know what he got? Homework. Urban Meyer said, we love the way you run. We love your size. We're a little skeptical on your hands. So what I need you to do is catch, I think he said 200 balls a day or 500 balls a day, and then come back to our last one-day camp at the end of the offseason, and then we will judge whether we should give you a scholarship or not. What did Terry McLaurin do? He, caught twice as many balls as they asked him to every day because he's a hard worker. Came back at the end of the year, went to the one-day camp, showed the improvement, got the scholarship, went on to be a second round pick. Now he's making $30 million a year, $20 million a year. That's how I would handle it if I were Belichick. I go, listen, we were excited about a lot of it, but we think you need to, get a little bit stronger. So here's what I want you to do. If you can come back by the end of the off season, with 10 more pounds or 8 more pounds, whatever they decide, then we'll consider offering you a scholarship. And give that type of advice to guys that already have offers to State and Duke and Virginia. Like give those offers as if you have options. Act like you have options and people will treat you like you have options. The NFL wants you. Change your strategies, or I don't want to say change because we don't know what his strategies are. Operate differently than so many other coaches in college. That's what I would do. And if worse comes to worse, you cash $10 million this year in salary, and then next year you go to the NFL because they're interested. Not a bad way, right? Try to leave the program to your son, who's reportedly going to be your DC. Not a bad exit strategy.